Hi, my name is John, and in this video we're going to do a desktop makeover. The plan is simple. Within the next 10 minutes we're going to take this dull desktop, we're going to apply some productivity hacks, and we're going to supercharge it. As part of this desktop makeover, I will be using free and dirt cheap software. By the end of the video you should be able to apply these tips and tricks yourself to create a more modern and sleek desktop experience. Okay, so we're going to start off with the desktop and choosing our background picture. Now we're going to use some science for this, and there's some boffins within the Netherlands who have done some research, and they basically said that looking at trees or plants will relieve our stress and potentially will make us more productive. So what we're going to do is go over to Unsplash. If you've never seen Unsplash before, it's a website which is epic. There's thousands of pictures on there, you can use them for free, and what we're going to do is do a quick search for tree. I really like this green tree. We'll use this. We're just going to do the download for free button. There, background sorted. Kaboom! So according to the science, this background picture should make me a little less stressed, and it should hopefully make me a little bit more productive. The next piece of software that I'm going to recommend is going to help us declutter our taskbar, and that is going to be done by a tool called Bins. So Bins is a paid product, but it's not going to break the bank. It costs $5, so I think we can all afford $5. And the beauty of Bins is it allows us to group our taskbar icons together. Without Bins running, as you can see, my taskbar is a mess. With Bins enabled, you can see that my taskbar is now a lot less cluttered. My icons are now grouped together. Another really cool feature of Bins is I now have a recycle bin in my taskbar. This means that deleting things and moving things into the bin is a lot simpler. The next tool is called Raymeter, and Raymeter will allow us to add some custom widgets and skins and themes to our desktop. Okay, so to download Raymeter, what we're going to do is open up a browser of choice, head over to raymeter.net. From here we can go to the final release and download it. There's nothing too exciting when it comes to installing Raymeter. We'll click OK, do the standard installation, agree to allow it to install on start, and off we go. Now as we can see, when Raymeter starts we have some beautiful skins at the top. As you can see, Raymeter comes with some default skins and widgets preloaded, but let's be honest, we want to customize things. Now instead of starting from ground zero, we're going to use some skins and some widgets which have been created. Now if you do a quick Google search, what you'll notice is there are hundreds and hundreds of themes. So a resource I recommend you checking out is deviantart.com/Raymeter. From here you'll see loads and loads of scripts and themes. The other resource I recommend is you check out visualskins.com, best Raymeter skins. Now just looking at here, you can make your PC look like Iron Man's. You can use a cool theme called Fountain of Colors, which we'll get to shortly. But yeah, have a scroll through, see which ones you like, and let's move on to customizing our desktop. Okay, so let's have a quick whistle-stop tour of all the different themes I'm using. Starting at the bottom, you can see that if I right-click on it, I'm using the lunar clock, and I'm also using the lunar date. In the middle here, we're using the lunar animation. At the top, we're using a widget called quotes, and it's the amatical quote. And then we're also using the lunar player. Finally, we're using the fountain of color at the top as the visualizer. The next tool we're going to discuss is called Launchy. Launchy is like Spotlight on the Mac. It is an application launcher and you can use it to open your programs a lot more quicker. So to download Launchy, go over to launchy.net. It's a free download. All you need to do is go to the download page, click on it, and you can download the most stable Windows 10 release. Launchy can be accessed by doing Alt and space. So another really useful tip that I like to use with Launchy is to get it to index some custom batch scripts that I have written. So in this example, I have a batch script which does an IS reset. Next, let's open Launchy, right click on it and do options. And if I go to catalog, As you can see, I've added my script folder and I've done a star.star, which means it should index everything. Now, to perform an IS reset, instead of having to access the terminal or putting a shortcut on my desktop, I can do an Alt space, I can type reset, I can do enter, click yes, and now I'm doing an IS reset. And this is one of the really cool things about Launchy. It allows us really quick access to run custom batch scripts, so we don't have to do the boring tasks that we do not care about over and over and over again. Now, if you look at my desktop at the moment, it is very minimal and clean, and this is possible through a program called Fences. So if I just double click on my desktop, what you'll see is these folders magically appear, and that's the beauty of Fences. Now, as you can see here, I have 3 fences. Now, on a normal PC, you're forced to have your this computer and recycle bin on your desktop. Now, this drives me mad, but with Fences we can hide it away. So in our top fence, you can see we have this PC and recycle bin, and when we double click, it's just disappeared. If you want to install Fences, all you need to do is do a quick search for Fences. In here you'll see the star.fences link. Now, the good thing about Fences, even though it is only $9.99 to download and buy, you can get a free version for 30 days. This means you don't have to add in any credit card details or any of that nonsense, so give it a try, see what you think. So the aim of the next program is to try and help you sleep a little bit easier at night. Now, there's something called blue light exposure, and if you use your laptop or your computer late at night, through blue light exposure, your brain will be hardwired and switched on to think that it's daytime, and this means that when you turn off your PC, then it'll be much more harder for you to go to sleep because your brain is a bit more wired and a bit more active than it should be. What we're going to do is install a program called Flux. It's a free program, and what will happen is Flux changes the color warmth of your palette on your monitor. And what happens is, as the day progresses and it gets into evening time, Flux will turn the whites into a slightly more subtler yellow, and this will help reduce the amount of blue light exposure that is given to your brain in the evening. Flux can be downloaded from justgetflux.com. From here you can click the download Flux button. Flux can be accessed and configured via the taskbar. Clicking on the up arrow in the bottom right here should reveal our Flux icon, and the first thing I want to do is check the location is correct. So clicking on location here should give us a new dialog. I'm based in London, so I'm going to do a search for London. And obviously getting the time is very important with Flux, otherwise it's going to kick in the wrong time and it's not going to work properly. And what we can do is click on this graphic and we can see a 24-hour preview. Now, what I'm expecting is, at the moment it's daytime, so as you can see on my monitor, all the whites are rendering as expected, and as the day progresses, the white's going to go to a subtler yellow, and eventually it will go to a warm red. I personally find the Windows alert super annoying. I mean, you're in the middle of trying to do work and you get an advert about Rocket League. So one thing that I always do on all my desktops is right click on here, go to Focus Assistant, and then we're going to go to Alarms Only. So when we close this, this should mean now that we get no more distractions. I hope you are now feeling a lot more productive, zen, and calm. What do you think? Will any of these tips and tricks improve your setup? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to be known as a legend, and this is the easiest way that someone within this universe will think of you as the legend today, hit the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. If you are interested in website development and you'd like to learn how to build a website within .NET, head over to my website. It's called johndjones.com, so JONDJONES.com. Over there, there's thousands of tutorials which will help you build a website of your dreams. Until next time, happy coding.